Hello, my name is Ned, and welcome to the Zodiac Killer Debunking series, where I talk about some Zodiac Killer suspects that I think are absolutely not the Zodiac Killer, or at the very least, there is a very low chance. Today I'm going to be talking about the Zodiac Killer BTK connection. It is a theory out there, mostly on the internet, that talks about how the serial killer Dennis Rader, known as BTK, and the Zodiac Killer could be one and the same. I think that this is going to be more of a straightforward debunking attempt than some of the previous episodes, because somebody wrote in the comments section that this isn't really a debunking series, it's a conjecture series. And I was like, well, I can't really call it that, the Zodiac Killer Conjecture series, now can I? But this one might ring true to the name. Dennis Rader was a real serial killer who was fueled by sexual urges. He brought pre-cut lengths of rope to his crime scene. The Zodiac Killer was also known to have done that. And last night I was watching the movie BTK, made in 2008, and while that is a dramatization, there was a section of dialogue that felt like it was right out of the Zodiac Killer's Lake Berryessa transcript, when the Zodiac accosted Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard on September 27th of 1969, pulling a gun on a man and a woman who were involved in a romantic encounter, saying, "All I want is your money," putting people in this false sense of security. And the way this Zodiac Killer BTK connection functions is, they say that this is a younger, less experienced BTK who would then go on to commit some very heinous crimes. Definitely a real-life serial killer, and it does seem like they have caught the guy. He has confessed to this very openly in court to the crimes. There isn't much room for doubt. But was he also the Zodiac Killer? The family of Dennis Rader is very much aware of these allegations and this internet theory, and his daughter appeared on the podcast, The First Degree, to openly dispel these rumors or this type of internet hypothesis, if you will, saying that there is no way that her father, Dennis Rader, could have been the Zodiac Killer, because during the entirety of Zodiac activity, the murders, that is, he was stationed in Japan. And I have this very faded memory of her saying that he was in the Navy. That's what stands out in my mind. But easily, by searching Dennis Rader on the internet, we can find that he was indeed in the Air Force. And Murderpedia even made a timeline that is completely consistent with everything that she is saying, that in January of 1968, Dennis Rader was stationed at Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, Japan. In July of 1968, he was then relocated to Tachikawa Air Force Base, and he stayed there all the way until 1970. So, he is out of the country for the entirety of the Zodiac's activity. The canonical crimes, the confirmed crimes, whether it's the Lake Herman Road murders on December 20th of 1968, or the murder of Paul Stein on October 11th of 1969, all of them, everything in between, he simply was not present. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, how do they know he was actually on base, and did he get leave, or something like that? And Murderpedia even pointed that out by saying that just because someone is stationed on a base, they can still be moving around. So let's look at some similarities and differences between the Zodiac Killer and BTK. The first is, BTK was a home invader. The Zodiac Killer was not. Absolutely no crimes occurred in anybody's homes, in the confirmed ones. And BTK was also very sexually driven. The reason why he did this type of bind, torture, kill, by his own admission, was because it was acting out sexual fantasies. The Zodiac Killer did indeed murder people, but they were not sexually assaulted. BTK would also even go after children, murder children. The Zodiac Killer did not murder children. There are numerous reasons about how we can see that there's this different type of psychology that is going on with BTK, and you're going to have to do a lot more than just say, well, he brought pre-cut lengths of rope, well, that he used more than one weapon. How about BTK asphyxiated his victims? The Zodiac killer didn't seem to do that. Instead, it looks like the Zodiac killer was someone who would sneak up on people, fire some gunshots, and then run away, with the exception of the Lake Berryessa stabbing, where he perhaps casually walked away. And it really is quite difficult to even attribute any type of psychological profile to the Zodiac killer, because there are multiple killer theories. There is this theory about was someone committing some crimes and then taking credit for murders that he didn't commit. It is difficult, but what we can say with certainty is the crimes committed by Dennis Rader are definitely different. And here's something that was expressed in numerous sources on BTK. He wanted to get caught, whereas the Zodiac killer did not. This idea that BTK is composing codes, he is making taunting letters, he was keeping trophies from his victims, because one day he wanted to get caught. And he wanted the world to know, I am this brilliant serial killer that fooled you for as long as I could. And the only reason why I got caught is because I wanted to, because I allowed that to happen. With the Zodiac, I don't see an ounce of evidence that the Zodiac killer actually wanted to get caught. I can comprehend that the Zodiac is taunting the police, writing letters, making phone calls after the crimes were committed. But did the Zodiac killer actually want to get caught and be put in jail at the end and get the opportunity to give a public spiel talking about all the crimes that he has done? Did he want to give that type of public confession? I don't believe so. So I find that, firstly, if anybody's actually going to entertain some type of real BTK connection, they would need to have definitive proof that he got leave from Tachikawa Air Force Base and ended up in San Francisco in 1969 on the dates of Zodiac activity, which actually might be easier than it seems to prove. Then he would also have to show and provide some type of explanation as to why the victims were not sexually assaulted. You would also have to account for the differences in the way the crimes were committed, why there were no home invasions in the Zodiac killer case, and I think that these crimes are just so different with BTK. You have someone who is what Agatha Christie would call a sex maniac, BTK, that is, Dennis Rader. With the Zodiac killer, it's a little bit more uncertain. There could be a sexual component with the Zodiac in his mind, like he gets off on the power tripping, or he is getting some type of sexual gratification without actually assaulting the victims. Sure, but that's absolutely different from what Dennis Rader was doing to his victims, binding them up and choking them and getting off on that and acting like there is this urge that he has to fight. Many people do not believe that the Zodiac killer was fueled by any type of urges, and the name that BTK gave to this concept was calling it Factor X. The Zodiac killer appears to be cold, methodical, and calculating, that even if he is getting some type of pleasure or adrenaline rush or some type of thing is going to his head, it's not done because of an urge. The Zodiac is in control, whereas BTK is just giving into his twisted urges and desires. So I think that is very different. But what do you think about the Zodiac Killer BTK connection? And if you would like to challenge me on any of the points that I've mentioned in this episode, you can put your idea in the comment section down below. And please tune in for next week's Zodiac Mondays. And I will see you guys over on Instagram, BlackBoxNed88 for the bonus podcast. Until next time.